What is going on, everybody? Chris here on the latest 12.4.2 update, which is still not rolling out widely to the public. I hope that it comes soon. I personally am not finding any huge issues with this that I feel would make Tesla stop the rollout, but who knows what they see internally that they use to determine whether these updates should roll out further or not. Now, this is an incremental bug fix update to the 12.4.1 update that went out to some testers a little bit ago, and a lot of my complaints do seem to be addressed, although there are a few things I've been complaining about that I'm still seeing. One of the big ones is hesitancy speeding up in higher speed zones, which you will see in this video. Basically, you go from, say, a 25 mile per hour to a 40 mile per hour zone. The car just will either not speed up for a long time or never until you touch the accelerator. Blinking yellows are also much better in this version, but they're not perfectly fixed. In 12.4.1, I was getting a lot of new hard braking and stabbing of the brakes for blinking yellow lights, whereas now in 12.4.2, I'm still getting slowing for some blinking yellows, but it's far less common, and I have not had it stab the brakes hard any time in this version yet, which in itself is a huge improvement. But again, although blinking yellows used to work really well for me, they're not consistently working well still in this version. Now, the drive you're looking at today is a stress test drive of downtown Ann Arbor, Michigan. So there's not a whole lot of miles, but in this video, I'm trying to find difficult situations to really push the car and test it. And I do have to disengage a few times, which you will see in this video. Now, I'm thinking Tesla may just want to delete the 12.4.1 update from existence, just like you should delete your personal data from the internet using today's sponsor, Delete Me. I personally use and trust Delete Me to remove my information from data brokers. Did you even know that giant corporations called data brokers are collecting and selling your personal data? They don't even give you a cut. Data brokers crawl the web to collect and summarize your data to sell online, which can lead to identity theft, phishing, and other scams. Now, the good news is they legally must take this data down if requested. The bad news is they make this process extremely difficult and time-consuming. This is where Delete Me comes in. They will do all of the hard work scanning thousands of websites and automatically getting your data removed. Delete Me has scanned over 10,000 listings for my information and deleted my data from over 100 different websites. If you're interested in this, and you really should be, you can use my link down below, joindeleteme.com/dirtytesla, to save 20% and get your data removed from the internet. Now, at this intersection, so this is a no turn on red. I may have to hit the brake here. So we'll see if we get our first disengagement here. So it's definitely, I'm going to at least report it. So no turn on red has actually been working for me for months now, but it looks like this intersection. So this kind of confirms my thought that it's not actually going. There are no vehicles to the left, and it's not continuing. I'm very confused why it would pull up so much. Sorry, I'm just kind of digesting. Okay, so no turn on red is working here. I don't know. I guess it just wanted to see, so it's ready to go and it turns green. So no turn on red seems to be working, although I think technically if you pull up this far, you could get a ticket for going through with that no turn on red. We're also blocking the crosswalk, which is dumb. So anyway, in this drive, I'll be cutting it up to show you what's happening, and I'll cut out the boring parts, but I will have a full uncut drive linked down in the description if you would like to see that. But just keep in mind anything bad that happens. So we did wait for the green, and here we go. Any mistakes the car makes or whatever will be included in this video, any exciting things, but just, for accountability, I'll have that down there, and we'll have our stats on how this version is doing. So you can see we sped all the way up to over 40 in this 30. So that weird kind of speed control is still there, unfortunately. So we have this garbage truck to contend with. We definitely should be going around it, and there you go. So once that van gets out of our way, then we do nicely scoot around there. And here's a blinking yellow, so we'll see if it can correctly work with this. Now there's a person right next to the sidewalk there, but we do smoothly move through that blinking yellow. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. That blinking yellow was handled perfectly correctly. And that exact same blinking yellow on 12.4.1, it stabbed the brakes super hard. It tried to stop there. I think I pushed it through. So like I said, blinking yellows are getting better, but they're not totally fixed because I've already seen the FSD on this version try to stop at a blinking yellow. All right, now again, this is a spot in the past that FSD would always get stuck here. So let's see if it can actually make it through. So there is room to pull through here. This construction has been here for like over a year, so it's been kind of fun to continue to test it with FSD. But the car just basically thinks, in version 11, was thinking there's not enough space. In version 12, there you go, handled perfectly. It has gone that way one time. It's also gone through. In past versions before version 12, I'm paying attention. I found when I talk a lot, I think I look around and the system gets mad at me. When I'm driving without all this talking, it doesn't warn me so much. it would get stuck back there and I'd have to push it through. So, and then see how it's going so slow? Now it's finally speeding up. It seems to kind of get stuck in like these slower speeds still, which is just so strange. I've reported that, you know, a ton of times and everything, but it still seems to have that behavior. So hopefully that'll go away. Left turn here with some pedestrians near the road. Shouldn't be a problem. We got a green. Handled fine. A nice smooth turn. I have noticed, you know, Elon was talking about smoothness in this version, that it did have, he said that 12.4.1 did have less interventions than before, but smoothness was worse. I don't know if I can really comment on that specifically. I didn't really notice that, but I am noticing driving this today. You can see I have over 100 miles already on this version. The smoothness is there. I mean, big time in turns, acceleration, deceleration. It's all very, very nice. All right, we got this guy stopping in the middle of the road. That is definitely not the move you want to make, but FSD handles it well. So that's pretty funny. And then I'm actually going to change this route really quick and hope we'll go straight here. There we go. Perfect. So this is what I want. So we should, it's a tough call. Really, you should wait for this person to kind of get out of the way and then go around them a little bit. Okay, just like that. Great. I'll just shut up. That was awesome. So handling that well, and these are kind of the scenarios I'm talking about, where I'm trying to get more vehicles, more people walking in front of us and stuff like that. These downtown scenarios, again, we're not going to go a whole ton of miles, but we will encounter a lot of different things. So waiting for those pedestrians, more pedestrians up in front of us. And FSD is going to be really polite. It's not going to go in the middle of the intersection like that human we just saw and just sit there. That dude is just like not walking anymore, and he's in the road still. And then as soon as they're out of the way, we, you know, gently move up. So handled really, really nicely there. Now we do have a left here, and this intersection's usually pretty busy. We have a truck parked off to the right, which is normal for this spot. FSD doesn't mind. And we'll wait right back at the line. It does seem that we're getting closer to the line. It's hard for me to see from maybe the roof cam, you can see it better, but in a lot of the version 12s, we were stopping way behind the line. Feels like we're a little more on the line right now. So we got the green and we are good to go. We're hesitant because people keep walking towards the road, but they didn't actually cross because they're not supposed to, and now we're moving through. So a little slow, but with the amount of people and stuff, I'm not bad at all. I'm just kind of commenting. So we should move over here, handled perfectly. Oh, we're alarming for the pedestrian. It's weird, I don't know. It's like the actual self-driving is a different system from the cars like collision avoidance, because it alarmed for that person that was nowhere near us. They weren't walking towards us, they were on the sidewalk, but the car was technically driving towards them, right? But we weren't gonna interact with them at all, and the car is still kind of like warning, I don't know, warning itself that there's a person there. So all these stops are really nice. You'll see that we get to 0. So yeah, here we're far behind the line, but I guess that van's kind of in the way. And then we'll go. You're waiting too long, yeah. And I'll tell you why it waited too long, because she didn't stop. The person to the right didn't stop. They rolled their stop sign. They saw me and said, oh, I guess I need to stop because there's someone else here. FSD is like, well, I'm not going to go because you're still rolling. And then they're like, well, we'll just take it. So I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that. I think it was handled fine because FSD is going to do the right kind of perfect traffic thing as much as it can, and people are not. Very nice unprotected left there. No hesitancy. Moving nicely away from that parked vehicle and then back over for this motorcycle. Wow, awesome. Handling all that really good. Lots of good space, not too much space, not too close to any of those obstacles. And again, all the moving back and forth, very nice and smooth. All right, so we're gonna do a little loop-de-loop here. Wow, okay, I'm gonna stop that. That was really bad. And I have no report option. Oh, because we're so close to the destination. So basically, FSD wanted to cut that person off. Now, it wasn't a collision at all, but I don't know why it would think that it could cut them off and go. So big disengagement there. And let me know if you think that's a safety critical one. I don't think so, because it's not like we were about to hit them, but it is just like super stupid, especially for something that's supposed to be 5 times better in Robotaxi any day now. All right, so we did the little loop-de-loop. We made it around. We'll wait for this pedestrian. Wow, you're still rolling towards that pedestrian? What is happening? This thing's like sick of downtown. Man, that's weird. All right, so we got one more destination here, and then depending on you know, what we find, we may add some more, but. So now you're waiting for that person, even though they have a stop sign. Okay, I'm a little confused. Going around there, just trying to take all that in. So it seemed like I'm almost chalking it up to it being near its destination. It started to kind of act up. So we'll see if that happens near the next destination there. So we have a disengagement, a pretty big one in my opinion, and nothing else besides that quite yet. So then we're slowing for that pedestrian. He's nowhere near us. He's running across the street, but the car does begin to slow for him. Very strange. And just so you know, I know some people get concerned. Anytime there's a pedestrian even walking towards the street, my foot's over the brake, ready to go. So don't worry, I'm not messing around with that. Nice right turn there. Now that guy got there first, and he's not. Okay. So he made his complete stop. Continued on. See, nowhere near this pedestrian. That's more the pedestrian behavior I'm used to. Nowhere near her. But the guy walking in the road, FSD, like, was just rolling towards him. And again, we weren't about to hit him or anything. It's just a different way of acting than it normally does. So unprotected left here, waiting its turn as it should, and then rolling through. Very strange, very strange. All right, so a little bit of construction, that's good. Nicely correcting for that. All right, I'm adding a stop here because I just realized this isn't going to take the way that I want for the challenge coming up here. So nicely reroutes, that's always a good thing to test. I did that pretty last minute, and it nicely rerouted this way. No freakouts or anything. We will stop. There's a pedestrian coming, so definitely waiting for him. All right, and the dog. Again, nowhere near them. Now that they're out of the crosswalk, we continue. That's the way to do it. You can see she still waits and makes sure the car sees her. So that's as a pedestrian, how you should do it for sure. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to do a manual thing here. So let me take this out. I'm going to turn my right turn signal on because I'm going to need to drive this part. So this is how a person does it. Illegally going through that crosswalk because I should have waited till she was totally out of it. So I wanted to turn left there, and normally you can, but there's no left turn signs there besides buses, and it seems that the nav picked up on that, so I'm just gonna have to keep driving here for a second. I'm just trying to take us through something that the car used to mess up, so I'll catch you when I get FSD back on. All right, there you go. So I just put in something else to kind of get me where I want to go, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to even get over there. So, you know, at this point, I'm glad that I have FSD to kind of navigate me over there. And we'll have to do something up here. So, cool. This will be good. All right, so we got the green. You can see we're head on with this left turn lane. And we need to move over, which the car is suckily doing. And then it'll have to follow these cones, which I don't think this was like this last time we were here. So, new challenge. Very nice. Again, this is one of those things, like, to you and I, it's pretty obvious what to do here, but this is something the computer can easily screw up. You can see the steering wheel's little panicky there. So a little wiggly on the steering wheel here, so I'm just going to keep a hand just in case. And are we allowed? Yeah, it looks like we're allowed to turn left here. Oh no, it says no left turns. Boop. I'll interrupt it. Whoa, 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 I didn't even interrupt it. Holy moly. It, like, last minute decided not to do that. That was crazy. Okay, I'm not sure what to think about that, but great job to FSD. I don't know if, man, maybe it saw that sign and rerouted at the last second. I was, like, ready to take over, and right as I pulled the steering wheel, it did the same maneuver I did so that I didn't actually disengage it. That was kind of magical. I don't know if it was a fluke or what, but it did the right thing. Very impressive. All right, we got to yield at this green light. We have pedestrians to the left and a vehicle in front of us. After that not yielding back there, I'm a little more skeptical now. And then we got a bus. Now, don't turn in front of the bus. That wouldn't be a good day. It just wants to go. We're on average. Okay, now you can go. There you go. So it's more picking up on the speed of the vehicle than the turn signal, which is probably a better way to do it anyway. Yep, people mess this up all the time. He was in the left turn lane and he went straight. All the time people are messing that up, and it's just so funny because FSD used to make the same mistake, but now it doesn't anymore. It always does it correctly. And very nice stop for this yellow. Gentle, not panicky, but definitely the right decision. Okay, we stopped. And yeah, that was weird. They stopped there forever. I don't know what they were waiting for, and it confused FSD. Because FSD was going to go, because it seemed like they parked there or something. But recovered nicely. Now we have to turn right where this parked truck is. Shouldn't be a problem, but we'll see. And look at that. We're keeping the alley clear. I like it. So I think vehicles can come from out of there. And we're just stopping back here to keep that clear for them. Very nice. And there they are. We politely waited this whole time just for you. Now we've missed an entire light cycle already. And because there's such traffic jam up there, nobody can go. So FSD waited that whole time and kept that clear just for that Suburban. How nice. All right, we got the green and we're moving forward. Yes, let's go. So like I said, we missed the last light cycle because there was too much traffic. Oh, we're going to miss this one too. Oh boy, well, that's what you get when it's busy. Oh boy, no, I'm going to stop you right there. So it was going to go through. This is a no turn on red. And again, maybe it was going to do, so 2 disengagements. You either tried to turn right on red on a no turn on red, or you were just going to pull up too far and block the crosswalk for pedestrians. So it either was going to do that move we saw in the beginning, or try to go for it, which both is wrong. We don't want to block the crosswalk. I'll turn it back on and see if it'll stay. Stay. So there you go. 2 disengagements. So we're not at a point of like 1,000 miles per disengagement, because if we were, it would be difficult. Now, I'm taking it into a hard, I know some of you are like, oh, this is nothing. Take it to Bangladesh in the middle of festival. Like, all right, cool. I don't live there. But this is a little more congested than your everyday driving, right? You're not driving to the office. You're not on a highway. This is lots of people, pedestrians, cyclists, whatever. But even with that, I shouldn't be able to find 2 disengagements per drive. I shouldn't be able to find 2 disengagements in one drive if we're really like months away from a robotaxi. That's just my thought. Okay? Maybe you disagree with me, and if you do, you're wrong. Just kidding. But it should get to the point where it's difficult for me or any individual to regularly have to disengage for stuff like that. That's just the way it's got to be if we're going to actually have a robotaxi type thing. I skipped the red light for you. But to add on to that, does that mean we will see no disengagements and the car will never make a mistake? No, of course not. Oh man, I would have totally cut this guy off. But you'll have to watch videos from a bunch of different people. You'll have to get thousands of miles from thousands of, tens of thousands of miles from thousands of individuals. And in there, you'll have a few sprinkled, mistakes here and there. That's when we're really getting somewhere. But for me or you or any individual to be able to take this thing out and be like, oh, it did this, this, and this, and this wrong, it just ain't there yet. Just ain't there yet. So we stop and we go. Is it insanely impressive? Yes. I'm sorry I'm going off on the tangent because it seems there's no middle ground for anything anymore. It's like either it's the worst, stupidest thing in the world or it's the best thing ever and never makes a mistake. The truth is, it is insanely cool and insanely impressive, and I can go full drives and do nothing, or I can do 95% of my miles and do nothing, or 99%. And it's crazy that that's possible for just some random guy that can buy this car and can have that. At the same time, this car I'm sitting in right now is not going to be a robotaxi anytime soon. I'm not making money on the robotaxi network. It's just not happening. This is not happening for a long time. So these guys want to cross. It's obvious to me. But they waited. They didn't seem mad. See, if I was the car, I would have waited for them for sure. They were looking right at me. I'm surprised the car didn't. All right, then this right turn is kind of what I was going for because it messed this up a lot. Are you going to mess it up again? Nope. Now it seems that this is fixed. Now, stay tuned because I got a wrench to throw into, we got a cop across, so I got to act normal. I got a wrench to throw into the works in these tests coming up soon. So we're waiting for this pedestrian very politely, very nicely. There you go. All right, let's get this last turn in here up here, and we'll check out the stats and everything. I don't want to skip this. There's a guy standing next to the truck. He's obviously visualized. Good amount of space, considering there was a car to our left. All right, this left turn doesn't look too busy today. So here's the stats on this drive. These downtown drives, the stats are kind of because the miles are so low. But I come here to find more difficult stuff. Unnecessary. to find more difficult stuff to kind of, like you saw, make the car mess up. But then when it messes up like a basic, what was the first thing it messed up? Oh, it didn't yield. Didn't yield a left turn. Like, come on, that's pretty sad. That's like not as interesting, but that's the state we're at. So hope you enjoyed. You'll see me in the next video.